air travel. I mean, our tabloid. So, Spain, a lot of news is circulating for Vinicius Jr. That is either say abandoned and say abandoned on his alleged accusation by one unknown, company or Brazil or more accusing Vinicius Jr. So, with me, I involved themselves in buying 2 or more football clubs at a breaching the code of ethics in FIFA rule, a bit violated that particular act. That particular news in the air travel, or the tabloid, or Spanish, and that's Spain La Liga. But then, so who have Vinicius Jr. He also had a particular project to showcase, and we bit about close to about latter part of next month. That is May 25th. Or we bit showcasing, the talent and the hard work of Vinicius Jr. on Netflix. Now, the Vinicius Jr. dream, is actually a dreamer, a chassis or Sao Concalo or Brazil in that particular year. But so we'll check Vinicius Jr. Then Mami Tatiana Vinicius, how she suffered to actually bring up Vinicius Jr. to become one of the best football players of Flamengo. And that particular story, is actually meant to know because of the Papa Jose Pizarro was one particular father. He saw the talent in Vinicius Jr. and then he wanted him to become footballer by hook or crook. It's an uncle, not to stay closer to the stadium of Flamengo. And he told it why he said, no take Flamengo Stadium now. So the Vinicius Jr. continue uncle at least a bit Vinicius Jr. hope and say when he plays so and I said when he starts to play football in that particular high esteem, he can easily get that particular chance to play in the Flamengo Sports Stadium. So at the age of 6 years, the Papa just say Pizarro, Edni Fisao Goncalo, Edni call the uncle no Flamengo, catch and say the banner will whom that particular talent in Vinicius Jr. and then person the banner and match it up with him. No nature, no who say in the next future to come, Flamengo Sports Stadium, say Vinicius Jr. po obesi akain ediama Flamengo. So at that time, we didn't cut any uncle in the at the age of 6 years. Uncle so it will say the talent in Vinicius Jr. is actually massive into the academy side of Flamengo or Moncasa Football Club. When he went to the academy, the coach at that time didn't see it with Oliveira, didn't see it with say Obitima and nature the talent of Vinicius Jr. at the time when he was 6 years of Flamengo or more youth academy team. So what happened is Accra was 6 years are all bought Flamengo or more academy. He needed to come back to a particular street football. No, a futsal football club at Brazil. Futsal is not known like soccer and I say football games in the normal race. So here futsal games it is actually matched up by 3 or 4 players from both opponents. In one particular smooth floors Brazil. One of the games is not a professional football sporting activity. Brazil for Nankasa recognized it. But then in terms of sportainment, if you want to play the sports and if you want to have the entertainment side of it, soccer futsal, you have a lot of things to actually do it. So when he joined the futsal football club at Brazil, that particular moment and the talent it's me a so at that time, when he was 16 years, Flamengo for no say Omu coach at that time not OC to the nurturing up of Vinicius Jr. Oliveira now when Timon Bon Humori NC to the nurturing of Vinicius Jr. The Flamengo Youth Academy. So they will go back to the side of Vinicius Jr. No more than Papa Jose Pizarro and then Mama Vinicius Tatiana Etimia Casa. In the next moment to come, Vinicius Jr. will come back and play for Club Defensa Flamengo. So at that time of 16 years, when they spoke to Tatiana Vinicius, he convinced Vinicius Jr. as the reason why I was also coming back to Flamengo, or football club name. He came back to the youth level. He started with under 18. The first debut to Timinyama Flamengo was against Atlético Mineiro. That was his first game. And when he came on as a substitute, he scored a brace for Atlético Mineiro. His second game that he played was the Copa Sudamerica that he played for Plastelo in that particular tournament. He came on as a substitute, and when he came on, he actually made 2 beautiful assists for the side of Flamengo to triumph in that particular competition for the side of Flamengo. After that particular 2 matches now, Obebejan a professional contract with Flamengo. Na Papa FC Junior Calafat asuma scout or most scouts no Flamengo. It's Obian the star. Or when you have more matches to play for Flamengo. And then the first 2 debut seasons and then the first 2 debut games of Edema Flamengo, not Junior Calafat as a scout. I say all scouted the South American continent. Ultimately discover a lot of raw talent for Real Madrid Football Club now. They will discover that particular talent of Flamengo. And then he needed to sign that particular young boy At the time, I all signing a pre-contract of Flamingo, no, now Papa if it's a junior Calafat, it's not convinced Florentino Perez just to purchase Papa and Vinicius Junior to come to Real Madrid Football Club. Madrid for 18 Vinicius Junior to Naba. The best season on Yadema Madrid no, was far back in 2021-2022 when he had 15 goals with 21 assists with Real Madrid Football Club. And then Madrid, together with Vinicius Junior, wants to compile all of these things in the life of Vinicius Junior, no more putting it up as a movie, no more show for Netflix, just for Real Madrid Football Club to also have a commercial revenue from Vinicius Junior brand. Not even when it comes to the image right, Madrid will get that particular money from the side of Vinicius Junior, and even to the extent of Vinicius Junior also will have any other way of making sure so and they are found. But then in common able for Vinicius Junior and yet the DIABY. In common say Vinicius Junior one particular company, Brazil. And the company is called the All Agenciamiento Esportivo. One particular company. It is managed by Papa, a friend said, Joe Pazao, no ye Papa, a friend Vinicius Junior Papa. And is Aquilo Suarez or only the agent of Vinicius Junior. They manage this particular company. Now what they do, they say, Omoto a lot of football clubs, our Brazil football, and as our Brazil league. So after say Vinicius Junior or nobody bomb Real Madrid Football Club, the other side of business, so Obetima events now to a lot of clubs, our Brazil or Premier League, no making sure say also a lot of clubs of Brazil Premier League now. He will avail himself as one of these footballers are inventing to football club buying now, making a lot of money from there. Now, Omakwa Koto one particular football club, I think it's Jao and Sao Del Rey, and we have one particular football club in Brazil. Now, from that football club, what's Koto another football club in Portugal, I think it's Alverca. But Alverca no a sole, and I say a direct ownership of Vinicius Junior owning that particular football club. But in common say, there is a company in Brazil or Matiki Vinicius Junior or Sao Paulo court. In common, there's this company called Tibris Holding Company Limited. Omo holding 16.5 majority stake. Sao Jao, that particular company, that particular football club now, Vinicius Junior Aquacotono. And in common, they've written to FIFA. Say FIFA and if say the manager and as an agent, I think like Aquilo Suarez. So we're involving itself directly Vinicius Junior to buy these two football clubs. That's Vinicius Junior they will jail Vinicius Junior as a ban for about 2 years from footballer ultimately and from Real Madrid Football Club. Now, baby, I'm Madrid Madrid in that particular contention to extend the contract of Vinicius Junior as a so stay for Madrid and as a own stay because the extension of contract the bars in the last 2 seasons, in the year 2027, that particular extension of contract will be my baby year. And they will need to extend the contract of Vinicius Junior from 2027 to 2030. He will become a fully paid player for Real Madrid Football Club. Now, when they extend the contract for Vinicius Junior, the value, and that's in the transfer market value, they're right from 150 million euros to 200 million euros for Real Madrid Football Club. So if you are any other football club, that's what Vinicius Junior or Real Madrid Football Club, you need to activate that particular buyout clause of about 200 million euros in that particular contract on model tour at the Vinicius Junior. But as to say, Florentino Perez extending the contract from 2027 to 2030, that particular decision, the Tibris Holding Company Limited in Brazil, or Metimi, at the court, Sao Paulo court. So, Moody Assembly, that's a Vinicius Junior, guilty about that particular issue, or Metimi abandoned, also Metima for the Assembly, FIFA, FIFA, and so on, Assembly, baby, or Modi Assembly. And the forbidden DIABY, sub Copa Italia. Enra AC Milan against Inter Milan. Now, Usi for money. It was a tight competition for these particular two both football clubs. But history says, so we check it with Inter Milan, almost clash against AC Milan in all other competition, close to about 245 games from Abono. You could easily have it in your mind, say, when it comes to this, Copa Italia and even the Scudetto, most of the games from Abono, Inter Milan, upper hand, the side of AC Milan. Having close to about 91 wins for themselves, just 90 draws and just 81 wins for the AC Milan. It tells you, say, in terms of the Italian Serie A, Papa and I say, team my friends say Inter Milan dominated over AC Milan. But when it comes to the Copa Italia, 29 games from Abono, you get in your mind, say, friends say, Inter Milan was just 9 wins. AC Milan was just 11 wins. After say a normal share went from 10 wins to 11 wins and just 9 draws in APM and then these particular two football clubs. It tells you say AC Milan when it comes to the Copa Italia or Monza Now in the Copa Italia history, there has been so many times are omission in the semi-final stage of this particular competition. Inter Milan has been able to elevate the side of AC Milan from this particular competition. A travel back the 2021 season, when these two football clubs met in the semi-finals of this particular competition, Abra, the side of Inter Milan, AC Milan back-to-back on that particular competition. ABOU Mefrema going to the final with Juventus Football Club and moving against Juventus by 4-2. A South travel back, the first time Omutimi holding history in the Copa Italia was far back in 1973 and 1974. At that time, Bosningua and then Mazzola scored that particular beautiful hat-trick for Inter Milan back-to-back in the first and second leg for these particular two football clubs. They availed themselves in the Copa Italia final and they won that particular trophy. A South travel back in 1983-1984 season, when the Inter Milan also met the side of AC Milan in the semi-final stage of Copa Italia, and they won that particular game. The last time we say we marked 2020-21 season, and the 2019-2018, we've seen Simeone Inzaghi dominating against AC Milan when it comes to Copa Italia. But the last time at Inter Milan, a try saw Moko into trouble. The far back was 2009-2010 season. About Jose Mourinho, we need the Serie A, we need the Scudetto, we need Copa Italia, we need the Champions League for Inter Milan. This season, they wanted to win the Scudetto, but they wanted to win the Copa Italia and they wanted to win the Champions League. Copa Italia needs to be from Monza. The next two competitions, everything available for Inter Milan is the UEFA Champions League and then the Italian Serie A. So my main focus on these particular two competitions. Simeone Inzaghi appropriately, Inter Milan for them to do this particular wonderful job. But then for AC Milan, Sergio Conceição, he has done remarkably wonderful job. Taking over from the former football coach and the football manager, taking and also Mosaki from AC Milan. And coming back from a latter part in the Christmas, but taking over from AC Milan, he has had close to about 80% winning streak for AC Milan. Although say maybe more than the Italian Serie A, but when you compare the stats, and the first Washington AC Milan Football Club country speaker, it always say if they are not competing in the UEFA Champions League, and I say in the Scudetto, they can easily compete in the Coppa Italia. And then between Empoli and Bologna, the record finals will meet AC Milan, and it will be a done deal for AC Milan in the finals.
Mate Hemera Sepa, the mind show, Nazis in the Odin Comonia Diaria, but I know what joining now where I is Zanze Kuma, here can't